Welcome back to RuralVacantLand.com. This is Luke Smith. I've got another property for you. This one is in the grand old county of Izard, and it's in northern Arkansas. And I've presented a bunch of properties in Izard County, Arkansas. I'm wondering if anybody sends more deeds to the county recorder than I do. I doubt it, but it's because it's really cheap. It's a cheap county. I mean, it's just properties, really easy, cheap land. That's just what we're all about, right? So I got some land. It's about a half an acre. It's on a road. Let's take a look at it. Let's dive into the computer. So here we go. We're on ruralvacantland.com, and this one I'm asking $100 a month for 10 months. You can do the math. It's $1,000, but $100 a month for 10 months. $100, you can move in. You start working on it the same day. Let me make sure that the buy it now button's working. I didn't do that before I started the video. Yeah, so it's working starting in 31 days. I'm going to change that. So it should be start immediately, not in 31 days. And so I'll change that. But title, you can check out and put the name that you want to own the property in. Put the address you want the tax bills to go to. I think there's a little bit of back taxes, like $100 or $200 or something back taxes I got to pay off on this one. So I'll pay that as soon as someone buys it. I'll pay it. Contact information. Put your contact information in there so I can get a hold of you. And how'd you find it, blah blah blah. Click, put your credit card or debit card in there, and it's yours. It's your property. You can start using it. Let's go back to the website. And so there's an APN number there. There's it's 0.47 acres. There's a legal description. Says state, counties, GPS. That's one of my favorite spots of this thing. Like, I just skip all that other stuff. I just look at the GPS. So I click on it in my computer, and I get a map that I can play with, and I can look at it, and I can zoom in, zoom out, round and round. We'll get back to that. Says seller pays all the fees, records and pays fees. So I'll record this thing and get it into your name. It's about $20 a year in taxes. The tax bill that's outstanding is because of it's back and hasn't been paid, and it wasn't my fault. I bought the thing that way. I got to pay the old taxes. So that whoever I bought it from didn't keep up with the taxes. So special warranty deed from Earth Adventure to you. That's one of the companies I'm signing off on. There's a Walmart not very far away in Ash Flat. Looks like a putt-putt center in town. There's a restaurant. Convenience store is not very far away. There's a medical clinic. Mammoth Spring State Park. It's about a half-hour drive. And then we've got the building permit fees. You can go through that. You've got a lot of people ask about what the codes and restrictions and things are of the property. It's got this neighborhood is here. You can click on that, and you should be able to read about the codes and covenants and things. I've got that in a lot of the listings, these Arkansas properties. You can read about the specifics of this particular property. If we go up here and look at the legal description, it's rolling acres. That's the subdivision or the addition of that neighborhood. And if we look down here, what the attachment is, it's rolling acres. It's the same neighborhood. I'm not going to click on it because it'll take a little bit to load, and I don't want to keep you guys waiting. So let's move on to the map, and the map has it on the 289. So there's a road here. It's not a massive crazy road, I don't think, but it's not like a little dirt road either. So we might be able to get street view. I'm guessing we'll be able to get street view. Neighbors are playing with their saw right now. Listening to that, I think it's a skill saw, circular saw, but I might be wrong. Looks like there's a pond right across the road. I don't know why we're getting directions somewhere, but this is the property. It looks like behind it, there's an old house behind it. Looks like there's a power line, so I don't think it'd be very hard to get power. There might be power running down this road too. Oh, yep, there's street view. Let's take a look. Now I'm seeing that pond. I want to make sure that there's not a stream going like through this property into the pond. I don't think we're in the right place. But this is the road that's in front of the property. I'm going to have to zoom out and zoom back in, make sure this is the right piece of land, because it kind of bounces around. I think that's it. That doesn't look like wetlands in there. So there's your trees. There's a bunch of trees off the side of the road. Go put a house back in there. I don't see a power line on this road. Where's that pond? I mean, there's a hill in the way here. There's not like culverts going under this to get to that pond. It's not like it's draining from your property. I think there's a culvert down here. So it looks like the water is coming through here into the pond, or from the pond through here. I'm not sure which way it's going. But you're on this side between this house, or this missing house, old burned down house maybe, and here. And so this is the lot. There's a pond across the street. I bet you it's easy to drill for water. I'm not sure what's going on over here. A couple different houses. Rolling lane. The power line here. This might be a longer distance power line. But there's an old house here, so I bet you the power line used to hook up to that house. Or I'm sure it hooked up to that one somehow. It looks like there's a line in the back of this one. If you can see it there in the back of that house across the street, so they might be able to stretch that over to this property. So let's take another look at the street view. It's going to be this side of the street. Yeah, so it's just a bunch of I think those are oak trees holding their leaves. Oak trees hold their leaves really well late into the fall, even the spring. Like almost till the new leaves kick out before the old leaves drop off. Maple drops them a lot faster. That's why I think these are oak, not maple. I think these are cedars. Mixture of cedar and some kind of pine, but mainly cedar. Cedar and oak seems to be the kind of trees in the area. And it looks like a good margin on the side of the road, you know, so like you could pull in there. You could have trucks deliver products, building supplies and stuff right on the side of the road, so you got a bunch of room for that. And build a driveway back into the woods and just run with it. Let's pull up some lot lines. Here's the lot lines on one set of software. Yeah, so it's straight across from that pond. And right behind that used to be house. And it's a nice big piece of land. It's like half an acre right off the side of the road. Just another view of the lot line. So there's a whole bunch of properties along this road. Looks like there's an easement or something behind it before it gets to that other lot. That might be a place that someone could run power lines. Might be a power line right there actually. Might even be able to turn that into a driveway or something. Not 100% sure. I just pull off the road here like these guys are doing. Maybe we look across the street and see what they're doing. Let's do that. Where'd it go? So it'd be this way, right? Yep, there's driveway. So this would be the closest neighbor coming off the same street. Looks like they put a culvert in. Wondered if you'd have to put a culvert in. Well, they're on the other side. This is the side with the pond, right? So they put a culvert in to put the driveway in. Looks like they did a paved driveway too. That's nice. Car, truck. Just a simple, basic house. I mean, that looks like an easy one to build. A carport. So they can use the carport as part of the square footage to meet the square footage requirement for the neighborhood. Whatever that might be. It might be 1,000 square foot. It might be 1,200, 1,250. It might be 800. I don't know. But they usually include the carport as part of the square footage in these neighborhoods. So there's your basic house. You know, multi-sheets of plywood, siding, foundation, 2x4s, some basic windows, a door. They didn't even build a deck. Just basic. Meet the bare minimum requirements, and they got a house. Cheap, easy. So you could be down the street across from the pond, and you could do the same thing. You could build something fancier, artsier, or whatever you want to do. It's yours. So there's the property. I'm going to fix the checkout link so it checks out immediately instead of after 31 days. And I got a link down below in the description of the video. You click on that, it'll take you to the website so you can check out with it. $100 a month for 10 months. I'll make sure the taxes are paid up. I'll do the recording to get it over into your name, and it's your job to go to work on the property. You got to go build something fun, creative, and something that makes you happy. That's the point. You know, this is something to look forward to, something to work on, and just got to go do it. So here's your opportunity. The land's just sitting there. No one else is doing it. It's up to you. You got to go do it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Luke Smith, ruralvacantland.com.